Good morning, welcome to Morning Review. It's Kim Watson speaking on Monday the 9th of May. So looking at the euro dollar first, and on Friday we ended up with this graveyard doji. In fact, the price rallied up at one point and pulled back close, pretty much status quo where it was when it opened. So generally it can be a bit of a reversal candle. We're a little bit short of the monthly pivot. We've got the daily and weekly pivots above us, which could be a draw to the upside. Plus we could be heading up towards Friday's highs here. So if we was to push up and break this 50 MA on the alleys, it could see us moving to the upside. Oddly, the 200 is still pointing upwards, which is still a sort of towards the bullish side. So there is the potential for the push up, but if likewise, just as if we pushed past the 50, I'd be looking. I've got a little trend line I'll draw across here. If we start breaking that level there, well, I'd look for the monthly pivot. But there's nothing out in the way of significant news today. Well, I say that there's Eurogroup meetings, and you just never know what's going to come out of the Eurogroup meetings. So it's all the finance ministers there, so it could be a bit of a volatile day at times. So never know what's going to be coming from there. So aside of that, then there's nothing significant in terms of individual numbers. So we just have to trade it as we see it at the time. So that's euro. Let's have a look at the pound. The pound, it did break its monthly pivot already. At the moment, it has again got the weekly and daily pivots above us, which could draw us off at some point. It's struggling at the moment. It got pretty close to the dailies there. At the moment, to me, it still looks relatively bearish from what we can see here. If it breaks these lows, well, we could be on for a further downside. We're right key to the key 144 area. So breaking that, as I say, becomes a bit bearish. I'm just flicking through the time frames here. Coming back, if it can manage any sort of bounces, as I say, we've got the daily pivot, the weekly pivot above us. So there is that possibility it could recover, but not looking too good at this juncture with this sudden move we've just seen. Okay, dollar yen. Dollar yen, it's edging its way back up towards its monthly pivot here. It's softening after its period of odd strength, but there we go. It's again, it's got a bit of a mixed picture here in terms of we've got the monthly pivot still to be hit. We've got a weekly pivot below us. We've got the daily pivot below us as well. So any sell-off may see moves towards those, but there is a lot of support on the way of all the moving average 21, 50, 34. So there's certainly some support sitting below us if it starts rolling over. Has diverged where it is on the hourlies. So we could see, as I say, if we see a break of there's quite a steep trend line there, it may just signify. Be the signal for further downside there. Okay, I would be looking for the other currencies to be also rallying if we're looking for some downside here. Aussie dollar. So Aussie dollar had quite a sell-off last week. In the end, again, closed another day with quite a large sell-off. There's comments from a couple of the large analysts suggesting that there could be further interest rate cuts on the way, which obviously is not necessarily good for holding the dollar strong, but that might not be a bad thing anyway. At the moment, it's far too strong as far as the Reserve Bank of Australia is saying. Again, here we got the monthly pivot above us in this particular case, actually. So again, we've got the other way around here, but that has been hit. Sorry, we have got the daily and weekly pivots above us there. So maybe a break of the 34 could see us rolling, making a bit of a move. But if Friday's anything to go by, it could be quite a choppy old day. And finally, the Canadian dollar. Well, as ever. Before I look at this, I need to have a quick look at oil and see what oil's doing. And oil sort of, well, it's in a bull flag sort of pattern at the moment. If you can get a rally on, but it may get back up to where its weekly R1 sort of area there, and Thursday's highs. If it starts doing that, that will push the Canadian dollar down, or the US stroke Canadian dollar down. Let's have a look at the big picture on the CAD. Still not that far away from the 50 MA daily 50. It may, as I say, continue in that sort of path. It's got the weekly pivot below us, as mentioned, and dailies below us. So there's a possibility if it rolls over, it could head for those. Again, it's one of these currencies, one of the pairs that's just at the moment in a real sort of going through some real choppy phases aside of when the news comes out. It's possibly topping a little bit up here, but it may be just consolidating before the next push up. It's, as I say, it's a bit messy with oil in between there. If oil actually starts surging up, I think, well, we could see more of a shove here. But just switching back to oil here, oil again has got some sort of target levels below us, which may just draw price down. So in which case that will push the Canadian dollar back up. Right, that's pretty much it for me. As I say, no news today apart from there are the Eurogroup meetings, and we could see volatility come from any of those speakers as throughout the day. So that's it for me. Have a great one. Bye for now.